Like Anmol mentioned, this is about surviving entrepreneur shit. So the IT went down. Not intentionally, right? The slides are a little bit off. But before we start, let me just understand who you are. So you guys, how many of you have been here for both the days? Like this is your second day? Wow, very nice. So you must be tired. Uh, if I was in your place, so, I mean, actually, I've been also here for both the days. And so you're like, at this stage in your life, you're thinking about a few things. One, you spent money to be here. You're getting so many different ideas. You are hearing so many different people. And one side of your head is thinking, oh man, there is so much to do. There are so many different ideas. The other side of your head is thinking, shit, I haven't done a thing. Okay. And you're sitting there, confused a little bit, not sure what you will do next day. So many different new priorities up. Like probably there are 4 or 5 or 6 different ideas that you think I need to try on my startup very now. And you'll go back to office or wherever you're working from on Monday. And you'll hit shit again. Right? So I wanted to keep it a little light. So this is not a serious session. Okay? You may not learn anything from this session. Right? So it's my stories. So what we will do is that, and Ashish told me no gyan. So we'll leave the gyan for the internet. If you need gyan, just go to Google Baba, he'll give you all the answers, right? So we're not like, I'll try to, though, caveat, the amount of hair that I have and the color of the hair gives me the right, okay, to give you some gyan at least, right? So I'll do justice to my hair, but I'll keep it light, okay? So I'll not really spend a lot of time on those slides because I also believe if I was in your seat and if there was something on the slides, I would better read the slide rather than listen to the speaker. So with that, hello once again. People at the back, do you guys want to come up a little bit? Sometimes what I do is I actually make people dance because then, people are bored and all, and then sometimes I ask them to dance. But like, do you want to start with a dance or do you want to just like, either stay there where you are relaxed or be a little uncomfortable because we're talking about shit here, right? So you want to get like practice being in difficult situations or uncomfortable situations. So nobody's standing up. So we believe everybody wants to stay comfortable. That's all right. How many of you have heard of model rockets? Model rockets? Nobody, okay. Just a few people. All right. But these are small models of big rockets, and they fly. So my first story is from 1993. I was in school, and we sold model rockets. So we sold model rockets during that time, and the school teachers were very impressed with us. And they said, okay, why don't you do a demo in the school? Like, yes. So the D-Day was there. It's a large school. We have a big, place where everybody is sitting. We have a circular thing. Everybody is sitting on the periphery. We are up right there in the center. The ground is all open, so the rockets can go up. And we have 7 rockets that we made. Okay. Now, I invite you to put yourselves in my shoes. So I'm the guy who's made the rockets, okay? It's a team, but so you've made rockets, let's say. And here's the launcher. So you put it, fire it. Good show. First rocket, very nice. Then you made different styles of rockets. So then you make the other one, which is like a plane. Goes nice, very nice. So all like people clapping, you are at the high, all the efforts that you made are paying off. Now you have, your biggest creation. So what we did was we created this big, a multi-stage rocket. A multi-stage rocket is where, this was a 3-stage rocket. So the engines would fire once, then after the second engine, then the third engine. This was our like prized creation, pride thing. So I go up there and then fire it, right in the audience. Imagine you have all these students and a rocket, a burning rocket, going right into them. So what happened? It created a hole in a student's skirt, right? She got burnt a little bit, but there was a hole, and chaos. All hell breaks loose. Imagine if that happened to you. What would you do? Anyone? What would you do? Punch me? Oh, come on, you are the entrepreneur. You'll punch yourself? Like, I said, imagine you are like doing this, right? You're not the audience. You fired the rocket. Sorry? Oh, you want to sink into... Yes, but that's figurative, right? You want to sink into the ground? Yes. Get her number, right? So, yeah, that's what I did. You know, shit happens. What you have to do is you got to clean up and move forward. Shit will happen. Yeah. And that's the lesson that I learned from there. I went to her home, apologized, and then I said, good, this was good, because it was a success. You know, and we clean up and move forward. We cannot sink into the ground, even if we wish to, even if we want to, even if we feel like doing it. All right. So that's the rocket story. Fast forward 10 years. This is now 2003. And so what happened was I went to Germany. There was a big tech exhibition. And I went there and I said, okay, you know, I'll make a lot of new contacts. Oh, by the way, by this time we have a established business. In these years, I've started India's first electronic magazine, started a web consulting company. Good number of people. We have 25 people working for us. We're working on international projects, all hunky-dory. And I went to Germany for the exhibition, hoping that we'll get a lot of new projects. I come back to the office, and I'm just like, you know, doing a follow-up email with the people that I met. And my tech lead comes in and says, boss, I'm quitting. And I'm like, okay, what can I do? So that happened. The next day, somebody else came in and put down the papers. The next day, somebody else came in and put down the papers. In 2 weeks, we were half. So 2 weeks, from 25 people, you're down to 15 people. 10 of your best guys have gone. And you have projects, you have clients. What do you do? Imagine you were in my place. What would you do? Yep. Hire? Yeah. Okay. What else? Outsource, hire. Right. Good. What I did was change my perspective. You know, I was thinking that I cannot trust these guys. The immediate thing that happened to me was that, oh shit, I cannot trust people because they are thinking only about themselves. All these years, I've trained them, I've, you know, given them all these opportunity, and now they are, you know, giving me a lot. Then I figured, you know, that's different, but let me change my perspective. And I said, okay, so what is it that I can do so that they can trust me with their career? Because my people have given their life to me. It's my responsibility to make sure that I take care of them, right? So that's the lesson that I learned out of the team failure. Things went on nicely after that, and now we are in 2009. So by the slide, like I said, you guys are smart. Something else is cooking, right? So what happened in the meanwhile was that we got a little bit of funding, we expanded, we went from that 15 people, we went up to 125 people, 2 offices, doing a lot of good things. And in 2009, shit happens again. We were in big losses. At that point of time, we had a turnover of 2.5 crore rupees INR, and then we had losses and liabilities of 60 lakhs, which meant we didn't have money to pay salaries. We didn't have money to pay anybody else. We didn't have money to pay back the loans of the investors. We hadn't taken salaries. Ourselves had taken salaries for a while. That was not all. The two partners that like I and my partner, we had big fights. We couldn't agree on a thing. We were blaming each other for the failures. And we went in the board meeting with the investors that we had. And we show them the numbers, and we say, this is what has happened. And they say, okay, so you guys quit. We'll take it over. And here I am. I founded this company in 1999, right in my last year of graduation. I nurtured it for so long, and the external guy is telling me, go out. So, what to do? And I was all broken, bleeding, broken, bruised, betrayed, and lost. And then I went to a friend, who runs a big hosting company. We started together almost at the same time, and I just told him this is what is happening. And I said, I was basically, I was thinking I should take a job with him. And he said, yeah, sure, come in tomorrow. We'll run through the process of the interview, and then, we'll see. I go back home, and I'm like, man, is that what I want to do? I said, no, that's not what I want to do, because I want to do what's right. And tough times are not to break you, but they are to grow you. So what we did eventually, I said that I'll take care of the sinking ship. Over the next 3 years, we paid off all the liabilities, made sure all the obligations were met, and side by side, I started my products business. This was a services business, and I started my products business. But the lesson that I learned is that the toughest times that you have are going to make you stronger. There's a saying that whatever doesn't kill you ends up making you stronger. And I have an adage to that. I have an adage to that only you decide when you get killed. In entrepreneurship, only you decide when you get killed. Nobody else has the right to decide that. Okay, you choose. So do what's right. Some people say it was a foolish decision. I wasted 3 years of my life. I could have gone anywhere else, like my partner did, or the investors. I could have gone anywhere else, took up another job, start another business, just leave this off. Just write it off. I said, I don't want to write it off because, these guys, again, they trusted me. I want to pay them whatever they deserved. So that's that. 2011 is when we saw the, proverbial pot at the end of the rainbow. So 2009 to 2011, 2 years, and we started a products business that was from 0 to 6 figures in dollars. So we made $163,000 of revenue that year, the second year, and Ashish did a story on us, and that was great times because we had made it. All my life I wanted to build products, and here is a product startup that got us from zero, nothing, right? I mean, you remember it was like 60 lakhs in losses, all the way up for this particular product, $163,000 in the second year revenue. So, good days. Good days don't last. So, but the lesson there in learning these 2 years was that you can go in for the money. Up until 2009, money for me was a byproduct, or money was something that was like foreign, that okay, I'm in for the technology, I want to solve technology problems. Money will come, that was my attitude to money. And with all the problems, I understood that money is important, and money is good. Money helps you with a lot of problems. So go in for the money, solve real-life problems. Okay, by the way, so you read that Jugaad to excellence, right? So I will just, so Jugaad, is overhyped. You'll go to all the startup conferences and they'll say, okay, Jugaad, 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 right? What the hell? What is Jugaad? Right? Jugaad is make fix, right? So you're solving a problem at the moment. What's going to happen next moment? You'll do another Jugaad. Right? This Jugadu attitude of ours, I believe, limits us a lot. Because then we are always thinking about Jugaad, 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 right? Something comes up, okay, array, we'll make a fix, right? And that doesn't work. If you want to build a good business, your focus has to be on excellence. And if you have a problem at the moment, you can do Jugaad, I don't mind it, right? Do Jugaad for the moment, but Jugaad is not the way you build your business. So 2014, bad thing again. So remember the business of $0 to six-figure dollars in 2 years? We repeated that, but on the other side. So the second year was 6 figures, the third year was 6 figures, the next 2 years we went back to 0. The platform changed. The products that we were building, they incorporated those features into their platform, and we were like, oh my God, what to do now? Okay? So if you were in that situation, what would you do? You guys are all, either you already have your business or you want to start your business. Imagine this happened because, Guru yesterday told that, it's a platform game. You either build your platform or you actually latch onto a platform. What I've been doing all this time is latch onto somebody else's platform. It's easy, makes you money, okay? But you can also lose it all. So if you build something on top of a platform and the platform goes away, what would you do? Build upon it again, like, build the platform from scratch. Yeah, very nice. Tough luck. You can do that, but, what would you do at that moment? Pivot. Yeah, okay. Adapt. Very nice. Good. Guys, the first thing is that you cannot wait for the platform to disappear. You got to catch early signs. Okay, you got to catch early signs. You got to catch early signs, and you got to keep your ears on the ground. You got to listen what's happening in the field, because every big change will give you some signals beforehand. No matter how big a black swan it is, it'll always give you signals. And if you're listening for the signals, you will realize what's going to happen. That's the job of an entrepreneur. That's your job as a businessman. So watch out for early warnings and then adapt. And what we did was we diversified. So we had that one range of products. Before it went down to 0, we had started building another range of products. And fortunately, that went from 0 to 6 figures in those 2 years. So we survived. You might be wondering, this doesn't stop, right? I was looking at the UnPlugged logo this morning. And I was like, wow, if I wanted a graphical representation of my life, this would be it. Like, think about it. So you start here, you go there, right? And then you do it the reverse way, right? And then you start from somewhere down again, and then you make a circle. Probably you are still looping in that circle. And then there is a high moment, you get the limelight, okay? And it keeps repeating. Hopefully, the last letter is D, which still stays up, right? You didn't think about that, right? Like that, right? So, right. So, okay. So we're in 2015. 2015 is just like 1.5 years ago, right? So July of 2015, and I'm sitting in my office like this. And I'm like, man, what are you doing? I had a dream of building a product that would do $1 million of revenue in a year. How many of you have? I know you guys are like much smarter and think much bigger. Probably you guys are thinking in billions. I'm like little small. I'm thinking in millions. But how many of you have dreams of building a product that would do $1 million in revenue or more? Let's say more, okay? 1 million or more, and mine is a software, so not GMV, but we are looking at real net revenues, okay. Good, at least a few people. What about others? Is it like billion? People for billion? No? Come on, billion, yeah. What about the others? Okay, 100,000? Sorry, what? Trillion. Oh, trillions? Anybody? Come on. So, yeah, okay. See, I've been in your side, and I know when Anmol says, okay, do this and do that, and I'm like, you know, right. So I had the dream of building a product that does $1 million in revenue. And I kept chasing that dream for like what, 4 years? I'm still chasing that same dream. All right, we've made cumulative $1 million, yes, but that's not what I was chasing. And then I look at these other guys who started with me, and then, you know, oh, in log kidhar kidhar aage nikal gaye. What am I doing? Am I doing something wrong? All these years, you know, 16 years into this, is this right thing? Where am I going to go at this rate? I want to have 100,000 users for one of my products. And we've done that plan for like 1 year, and we've only reached, what, 15,000 users so far? So I'm in all this. Anybody else be in there? Okay, prepare for it. Okay, it'll come. That moment will come. And completely in self-doubt, okay? Like denial, complete guilt, frustration, on the verge of giving up. That's entrepreneurship for you, okay? What do? Discover yourself. This is the most important thing. You got to ask yourself that question that, okay, why are you doing this? Are you doing it for the money? Are you doing it for the fame? Are you doing it for making a difference to the world? What are you doing this for? So if you want to flex your muscles right now, you may want to ask yourself that question. Why are you doing this? And again, repeat that question until you get to the root of the answer. Most of us will do it to fulfill one part of our ego. And all that I said so far is actually, you know, different ways of putting your ego across, like, you know, whether it's money, fame, whatever. That's just satisfying your ego. And ego, most of the times we think is bad, right? But it can be helpful, because I can bet all people who want to be entrepreneurs have a big ego. And they're doing it to satisfy their ego. No problems with it, because it gives you a fuel, right? But you got to ask this to yourself, and answers for everybody will be different. You know, you got to ask yourself, like, what are your motivations, what are your desires, and what are your skills? For example, I did not want to do a startup where I have to go out in the field. Very clear. That I don't want to go out, meet, you know, all these people, because I'm by nature an introvert. So I don't want to go out and meet and, you know, sell to, let's say, enterprise. That's not something that I want to do. I'm not really good at relationship building, so that's not something that I want to do. I'm comfortable with technology, so that's something that I can do, you know. And I want to make a lot of money, so I want to make sure that the ideas that I pursue have a big enough potential, because I'm not smart like you guys. And I definitely am not lucky like a lot of other people. So I do not want to aim for like, land grabbing the market. All I'm thinking about is that if I build an average business with my average skills and the skills of my team, will it still be big enough for me? Right? So you got to think through this. This is something that you do. And I invite you guys to take on that exercise for yourselves before you hit this kind of a moment, right? Before you hit this, you want to make sure that you do this. All right. So Ashish told me that you got to cover this. Why not give up? He said, I've been doing it for 17 years. Yeah, 17 years. The UnPluggd, we talked about it. Ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. It gets scarier and scarier as the day progresses, and then Lalitesh comes up in the morning and tells me that, okay, boss, all the jobs are going to disappear. Software will be done by bots. I'm like, oh, man. Prepare for another ride. So why not give up? Why not just be one of those people who will be fed by the government? Because eventually, if what Lalitesh said was to be true, if you don't have jobs, who will feed us? Yeah, government will feed us or whatever, right? Basically, social security will take care of us, and we'll all, sit down on our couch and just grow our bellies and families maybe. So why not give up? Why not go back to the cozy life? Why not just go back to the cozy life of the job that you have and just have those bounce furniture in your home and just enjoy life? And I'm serious. Because you will face this question one point in your life, if not many points in your life. So, simple answer to that. You can read it off the slide. And I say, if you draw a Venn diagram of what you're passionate about, and if you draw like a circle for what you're passionate about and a circle for what big opportunity exists, if there is a large enough intersection in it, then only it's worth pursuing. So if you have that, do not give up. And don't ask this question only once, because you may be under a terrible hangover. It may be Sunday morning when you're asking this question to yourself, or you may have had a big fight or a bad customer, and if you ask yourself this question after that, the results will be different, right? So keep asking this question again and again, again and again. Do it for 3 months. Utna to chance de sakte apne aap ko. Correct? If you come with yes, do not give up. No matter what everybody else tells it, no matter what yourself tells you. Because there is always a pot at the end of the rainbow. There is always a pot at the end of the rainbow. You never know what's in the pot, though. Okay, maybe you're expecting gold coins. You may not have gold coins. You may have some food. Or you may have a lot of experience. You may have a lot of lessons. You may have a lot of smiles. Or you may have a big heart in that pot. But you will get your pot. So do not give up. Thank you. This is the summary. So this is the moment when you can bring out your phones. You can take a photo. You can tweet it. Give your hands a little bit of exercise. Give your phones a little bit of recharge. Warm them up. This is a slide. I'm going to stay quiet. You can do your job. They cut the slide. You guys are not really active on Twitter, seems like. I was checking the Twitter feed yesterday night and not many things. So I said this should be up. So guys, these are the things that I've learned. This is my journey. You are free to copy my mistakes. Like, by all means, go out and copy my mistakes.